When most people pick up a deck of tarot cards today, they expect an experience wrapped in secret symbolism, ancient mystery, and spiritual guidance. The vivid illustrations of suns, moons, towers, and swords seem designed specifically for fortune-telling, esoteric study, and inner contemplation. Yet if you traveled back in time to meet the original creators of these iconic cards, you would find something genuinely surprising. They were not mystical prophets, dark sorcerers, or secret societies hiding ancient sacred knowledge from the uninitiated public. Instead, they were talented Renaissance artisans and aristocratic court members looking for an engaging evening of competitive social gaming. The True History of Tarot is an inspiring story of how a popular Italian parlor card game transformed into a tool for personal reflection. Centuries ago, playing cards spread rapidly across European cities through trade routes connecting distinct merchant hubs and noble courts. In northern Italian city-states, wealthy families commissioned master painters to craft customized card decks for entertainment during court gatherings. These luxurious hand-painted decks were known originally as Tarocchi cards among the Italian nobility. The game played with them was a competitive trick-taking card game, similar in structure to modern games like bridge or whist. Decks featured standard suit cards alongside a special set of permanent trump cards painted with elaborate allegorical figures. These trump figures reflected common themes of Renaissance culture, including cardinal virtues, celestial bodies, theatrical stock characters, and dramatic life events. Players gathered in great banquet halls to match suits, play high trumps, and capture tricks to earn points during competitive matches. The detailed artwork served to make the game visually striking, memorable, and intellectually engaging for aristocratic players. Playing Tarocchi was not merely about scoring points with cards laid out on a wooden table. It was also a lively social icebreaker that encouraged creative conversation, sharp humor, and quick wit among guests. During games, players were often assigned specific trump cards and tasked with composing playful poetic verses about their fellow players. A player drawing the magician or the empress might improvise a humorous poem matching that character to someone sitting nearby in the room. The imagery on the cards provided shared cultural touchstones that everyone sitting around the table instantly recognized. For generations, nobody consulted these card decks to predict future events, cast spells, or seek divine revelations. The cards were handled, shuffled, and played purely as instruments of social camaraderie, competition, and light-hearted entertainment. The dramatic transformation of tarot began much later, during an era of expanding curiosity and historical inquiry across Europe. Scholars, writers, and antique collectors began looking at older Renaissance card decks through a fresh conceptual lens. Intrigued by the dramatic allegorical scenes, esoteric authors began offering entirely new interpretations of the traditional card illustrations. They proposed that the sequence of trump cards was not just a scoring mechanism for a card game but a coded philosophical system. Prominent commentators claimed that the images concealed universal archetypes and ancient wisdom preserved secretly through symbolic art. While modern historians later confirmed that early decks were created purely for gaming, these creative interpretations captured the public imagination. A growing movement of enthusiasts began studying the cards for personal insight and spiritual contemplation rather than table points. As interest in symbolic interpretation expanded, artists and publishers began creating specialized decks designed exclusively for reflection. Instead of basic card suits suited for trick-taking, new illustrations highlighted deep narrative themes, psychological archetypes, and spiritual metaphors. Mystics and scholars developed structured methods for laying out cards in specific spreads to address life questions and personal dilemmas. Each individual card was assigned traditional symbolic meanings, allowing people to use the imagery as a prompt for introspective thought. Readers began using the cards to help people articulate their feelings, examine choices, and contemplate upcoming life decisions. Gradually, the original game rules of the Italian trick-taking game faded from general memory, while the modern identity of tarot solidified. Today, tarot cards are used across the world by people from diverse backgrounds for creative writing, mindfulness, and self-reflection. The enduring power of tarot lies not in supernatural fortune-telling, but in its rich visual storytelling language. The archetypes depicted on the cards touch upon universal human experiences, such as new beginnings, personal struggle, wisdom, unexpected change, and completion. Looking at a card spread prompts us to organize our thoughts, consider alternative perspectives, and examine our personal journeys with fresh attention. The story of tarot reminds us that human culture is remarkably dynamic, creative, and adaptable. An object created centuries ago for social gaming was reimagined by successive generations into a mirror for human consciousness. Objects, games, and traditions often take on entirely new meanings as human needs, values, and interests evolve over time. Whether you view tarot as historical art, a compelling card game, or a tool for personal introspection, it offers a fascinating window into human creativity. Taking time to pause, observe patterns, and reflect on personal experiences remains a valuable habit in our busy world. When we pay closer attention to the small details of our daily lives, we discover meaningful connections that might otherwise pass unnoticed. If you appreciate taking time for thoughtful self-reflection, consider carving out a quiet moment today to reflect on the stories that matter most to you.